Hello, this is LordUg, and welcome to Don't Starve Season 2. I'm not actually sure if this is Season 2, because before I took the year or so break, I actually did a lot of Don't Starve, so it's probably Season about 9 by now, but never mind. But we're going to call it Season 2, we're going to call all that I did before the above a year break I had from Don't Starve. That's all Season 1, and that's all done. So this will be Season 2, and Season 2 is going to be all about new players to Don't Starve who have joined that have joined in the year or so I've been away, and we're going to cater to those. So I'm going to take everything from the start. So don't expect me killing herds of beefalo on my own with just my fist and getting an army of pigs and ruling the world. It's not going to happen. We're not going to do that. We're trying to play it as if it's a new player, and we'll tell you how my mindset works, the things that are important to me. This isn't a definitive guide. Don't say, well, LordUg said this, so it's got to be true. It might not be how you see it. Some people have different priorities, what they class as important first. So everybody has to play it their own way. I'm just giving you a guide on the kind of ways I play it, the kind of ways I build it up. And if it gives you a good start, then fine. And if you find you like that kind of way, that's fine. But if you find you adapt it for something you like, but you use that as a basis, again, that's fine. So we're going to get straight into it. Now, as you can see, we've got Wilson here. Now, I'm going to start with Wilson. We're not having Shipwrecked or Reign of Giants or anything like that. We're just going straight for normal bog standard vanilla Minecraft. I keep calling it Minecraft. Oh, damn game. Vanilla Don't Starve. We're just going to play it straight. Now, the reason I'm picking Wilson is because you usually find that new players pick Wilson because he has no kind of positives or negatives. I mean, he has his fantastic beard, admittedly, but he has no real positives or negatives against him. So a lot of people like to start the games with Wilson. So we haven't touched the world at all. There's nothing on the world. If you want to see that for proof, you can match this up. We're going to go through. I'm just going to go through. I want you to see that everything is on default. I haven't changed a thing. There you go, it's all on default. So we'll go all the way back and we're done. So just apply them. So we're going to start up and we're going to come into this world. Would you like to make this compatible with Shipwreck? No, because in Vanilla Don't Starve, we didn't have that option. So we're just going to play it vanilla. Okay, let's get this started. Well, that was quite quick. Okay, now, so we're going to go into the game, and my mindset is always gather like mad. You're looking to get your grass, your twigs, your logs, your flint, and your rocks. Now, get them to stack. Don't just pick up a couple and think, oh, that's enough. That seems good enough. Don't be sidetracked by things like flowers. You don't need them yet, and they can help you later if you need to pick up if you need some sanity back. So we're going to keep looking. Pick up everything you see that can be taken to start with that you need on them five things I started with. Also, find your boundaries. It's important to know what's in the area of. Well, give me the map. It's important to know what's in the area you're in, because even a little tiny bit of black could actually hide a wormhole, or a toothy bottom as I called it, or it could hide a spider den that you're really looking for. I know it sounds tedious, but at times you've got to uncover all that black area. That kind of fog's got to go. Don't forget to always pick up food. To start with, you have to any kind of food you can. Carrots, berries, you pick it all up right now. And all the time you've got to look for a place to set up camp. Now, something about flint. I've said this before. If you see a piece of flint, the first thing people do is make an axe and start chopping wood. That's a bad idea, because sometimes it's really hard to find a lot of flint at the start. So if you move and you find a second piece of flint, don't make an axe, make a pickaxe. That is the start for you. Because now if you see any rocks, the first thing you can do is smash up the rocks. And if you smash up the rocks, they will give you, usually do, some flint. Then you can make your axe. Whereas if you make your axe first, well, then you can't get no more flint until you find it. And if it's kind of a bit scarce, if flint's a bit scarce, then you're going to be in trouble. So let's carry on down. And again, you can see I'm collecting everything. And I don't mind, I'm going towards a stack if I can. This is not the best start, this kind of area, because, you know, the resources are kind of separated pretty wide. We found a nice place of flint anyway, so it's okay. Didn't matter in the end, but we weren't to know that. Now, we need this, let's get this carrot. And this isn't the best starting place in the world simply because the resources tend to spread out in this kind of area. Whereas on things like savannas, you know, of course, you get your grass come a lot closer together. Now, don't worry about nighttime. It doesn't matter. You've got no worries whatsoever, because as long as you've got twigs, you've got grass and that kind of thing, you have the makings of a torch anyway, so you won't die. That's the main thing. Just get the makings of what you have a torch to survive, and then you just keep going. And sometimes on the first night I have actually still walked through night with a torch, because there's no real threat, and at the same time you're alive, and you can still keep gathering. Alright, so we're gonna take this, make our way down. I'm like, I can make an axe. I just realised I didn't pick up another. My fault. Luckily we're in an area with lots of trees, so let's pick this up. Oh, and don't worry about tree guards, especially if it's still the same mechanic, because tree guards don't actually come out for the first 3 days. So for the first 3 days you could chop down any tree free of charge. That's how it used to be. I don't know if they've changed that, but that's how it once was. So, oh, one other thing, don't be afraid of replanting, because at the end of the day, you need trees. You're always going to need trees. So replant. And also, it gives you a bit of good karma back and can make it a bit longer before things come to get you. Like a tree guard gets angry with you. Yes, we've got a savanna. That's quite exciting. We could do with some beefalo on it. But we're looking to collect our grass. Keep this going. As I said, we need, if you can, have a stack. It might sound like it's a bit overkill, but it isn't, because at the end of the day, you know, you need to know you've got enough, and that if you need to, say, make a lot of traps quickly, you're going to have enough and you're going to survive, and it's going to be alright. So, not a very big... Oh, this is a very small savanna with the look of it. Well, at least we found the edges of it, which is a good thing. Oh, it's pity you can't jump. Look how close that is. Build a bridge. Okay, so we're going to come down here. Just keep an eye on the dusk. It doesn't really matter. It's, you know, like I say, we have actually got enough anyway for a campfire, so we're fine. Don't worry. The grass is coming in perfectly right now. Of course, good thing about Savannah is it's always going to have a lot of beefalo, if you can find beefalo, but it's also going to have a huge amount of rabbits. It usually does. And rabbits will become quite an important food source as this game goes on. Okay, so... a path. Now here's another thing I always do. When I build a base, I always build it just off of a path. That's so I can always get back to it quickly if there's a need. Because it's terrible when you put it in the middle of nowhere and then you're kind of trudging through a place. See, this is staying quite large, this area, which is good. Here's a rock, so we'll get our pickaxe up. Of course, you need about 12 of these and you can make a fire pit. We don't need a fire pit yet, so we haven't got to really think about that. The niter isn't important right now, because that's used mainly for things like a cold kind of fire pit. Endothermic, something like that. And what that basically does is it makes it so you know what poo means? Poo means we've found beefalo. Okay. Well, that's actually a very good thing. Yeah, you need it for the fire pit that actually gives you cold. There is a fire pit that radiates cold for the hot seasons, and you need niter for that. So there's no rush for that. So we're moving a little bit away from the beefalo. We know where they are. So let's just oh, there's one there as well. So it looks like they spread over this area. Let's just do Nice little fire pit there. Oh, a little campfire. Enough to cook our berries on. Now, 1 log isn't a lot, but it will be enough to see you through. And if it isn't, don't be afraid to throw in a bit of grass. It won't hurt it. Just don't throw it all on. Sorry about my chair. It does squeak a lot right now. Right, so we're going to eat these. Top ourselves back up for the next day. There we go. We've still got some carrots left, so that's good. We're not going to dip into them yet. So let's pick these up. 1 more and we've got a stack. And then we can stop caring about that for now and just concentrate on getting the twigs. Of course, this coming day we will make sure we get a lot more trees, because we do need a stack of wood. I like stacks of wood because early on you need planks. You need planks for some of the things that you're going to be crafting. That you like alchemy engine, your chests, things like that. They all take planks, and each plank is like 3 logs, and was it 4 logs? I always forget that one. It's 4 logs. So yeah, it's going to make it. It's all right. So you're going to need about 4 logs for a plank, and later on you need planks for everything to start this. So make sure you get plenty of wood in. Make sure you know where future wood's coming from. Right, let's get going. Showing a bit of yellow so we can go for it. There you go. So I'm just gonna actually I can see there's a bit there and a bit there, a bit of black. So we're gonna try and see if we can join this up a little bit, so we can have an idea how big our beefalo herd are. It's important to know how big the herd is. If it's only 1 or 2 beefalo, then you haven't got any real backing. If you have trouble with hounds or anything like that. Whereas if it's a large herd, then yes, you've got the backing with hounds, but keep going. But you've got to be careful that when they are in season, when they're red-assed, because they are going to be quite formidable. As I showed recently on the beef when we played against, when I showed how to fight beefalo. There you go, we've got a stack. Oh, I've got 9 at the side there. Okay. Oh well, I'll carry them for now. Yeah, if when it comes to like beefalo are easy to kill when they're on their own. If you can separate them from the pack, they're easy. But in a group, yeah, they're very dangerous. So you want to be making sure you know how big your beefalo are, how big a herd you have. So I think there's only a couple up here, but there is some more, as we know, down there. So we have 1 there. I'm not seeing any more here. Okay, so we've unlocked all that. We've opened all that up. We've got some poo. Well, we'll take the poo. You never know. It can come in handy, but it's also a resource you can drop down if you want, because it's not necessarily needed. See, we could kill him now. He's on his own. There's no point. Leave him. His friends are down here. Let's see how many of those we've got. So there's 1. Have we got more than 1? See, these won't last long with hounds. So it looks like it's it's just a 2, just like it's 2 beefalo in a huge savannah all on the lonesome. Oh well. Could have been better. Oh, no, we've got some more. It's just like they're really scattered. They're really spread out. This is a massive savannah. Look at that. See, this is actually a good place because it's got beefalo in it. And they're a good distraction. It's just I wish there was more of them. Is this going to come to an end, or is it going to join to something else? We need to know. We don't need any more grass, so we're not going to pick any more up. This isn't bad. Day 2, we found beefalo. Not many maybe, but we found beefalo. Hopefully they'll come together and they can breed and we can get some more. Which is actually quite necessary. This is massive. See? Toothy bottom. Now, we wouldn't have known about that if it wasn't kind of unlocking everything. So I'm going to take a quick dip in it and have a look where we are. We're going to come out here. Let's hope it's nothing too bad. Okay, let's see where we are. So, we're just outside where we were. We could easily link that up so we know it's there. So, we know now that that gets us all the way to here. But for now, we know where it goes. We'll explore it later. It's a good idea when you get a when you see a portal. It's a good idea to no, we don't. It's a good idea to yes, I did see the pile. Don't worry. Yeah, it's a good idea to have a look where it goes, so you already know and you're not wondering about it in the future. Now, the reason I left that suspicious pile alone, we know by now, well, new players might not, but that will lead you to a koalaphant. Now, a koalaphant is like a weird kind of elephant, if you wish. And it's kind of a soft mob. It won't actually attack you unless you attack that. It can fight, and it actually hits harder than a beefalo, but you know, it's like very passive, so you don't have to worry about it. But right now, this early on in the game, we're really not looking for, you know, for a koalaphant, because all we basically do is look at it, go hello, and walk away, and that's really not what we need. So this place is basically the end. It looks like it's the end of the of a place, and it, unless it comes down here, then this is basically all just the end of a map, a corner. And we'll have to end up going back that way. Now, there's not a lot of beefalo to leave behind, so we probably might leave this behind. Just have a look. Yeah, let's go in there. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down the middle. I'm going to cut a line straight through this black area here. And we found more beefalo. Here we are. This is it. Here's your main herd, or at least more of them. So hopefully over time, this will be, it's right on the path as well. So hopefully over time, they will get together and the others will come. Here's a spider. So we've got some silk as well. That's good. This is actually picking up. The spider den's good. Finding one early on is good because we can keep farming it. So down here we've got plenty of rabbits. I'm going to start to think of putting down a little bit of a more stable base here. I'm not saying this is going to be a main base, but it could easily be a secondary base because we've got a shortcut here. So if you think about it, wherever we are, if we're ever in this area, we can always shortcut to here. So this actually is a good way for the future if you think about deer clops, because you can put a secondary base here that you can build up a little bit, and you can live here through the winter. When winter comes, leave your base and come here, and have another base already prepared, and you can always jump here through that portal over there. So it's a good little base, this one. All we need to do is find the right area. We need a place that's got rabbit holes close together, because we don't need to be chasing traps all over the map. The worst part is when you're having. I'll take that. When you're chasing traps everywhere, when you're putting them all far apart, you're having to chase them down, and that can be really annoying, and it can be time consuming. And in Don't Starve, time can be really of the essence. Right, so let's have a look what this is giving us. We've got 4 here, I know that. Was there one down here, weren't there? Or was it 3? It was 3, okay. So we've got 3, we've got 1 up here, 2 up here. All this area is not bad. And there is a torch. So we're going to keep going through the night. Again, like I said, don't worry. If you feel a bit worried, prepare a second torch. Now, personally, I'd just do 1. But if you're kind of worried about, if you're first time playing and you're worried about being caught out in the dark, make a second one. It doesn't hurt. You can always drop it on the floor. Let me just grab you. because I went down the wormhole, so I'm just getting some sanity back. Every flower gives you 5 sanity. So if you're worried about darkness and you think you might run out of light and it's a worry for you, don't worry about making 2. You can drop the torch on the floor that you don't use, and then it's always there if you're in this area and you're caught short. You just need to grab some stuff quickly. So let's eat the berries. Don't worry, we will be sorting this health out. This is no problem. With Wilson, a little bit of missing food is not a big deal, because it doesn't lose his health quickly or anything like that. He's quite a good balanced character. Right. So you can see what I'm doing is, while the night's on, I'm actually opening up this map. I'm seeing exactly what it holds, and night time can be used for this task. Yeah, it's a good time to just, I mean, this is running out, look. So that map ran out, and other one lit up. But it doesn't matter anyway, because if you look, we're getting it's coming up to daytime. But it was a good idea to have a second torch. So as I said, now we can always drop it, and if you find yourself short and you see it, grab it, and it's a little bit of a lifeline. And I have actually had that happen before. I have actually just run across a torch, got caught out, needed light, and run across a torch that I'd put down, and it was still completely new. So, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually leave it here. And I'm not really going to have any, I'm going to stop it day and, on this day, on this night, on this morning. I'm just going to kind of stop it when I think it's time to stop it, when time says. That means I can kind of cater the length of the show better, rather than trying to make it fit in day, night, which, I decided I'm not going to do. So I will leave it here. Let's just find a few, and I will actually maybe look round the rest of this area, because I'm not going to do anything that you'll miss out on. If it starts raining, don't worry about it. It won't last long. It isn't the weather for it, so it will soon die off. It'll last a little bit of time, but you won't really get affected by it. You'll get a bit of sanity loss, but there's plenty of flowers around. So here's interesting. 2 there, 2 there, 2 there. The only problem is you're really close to the spiders, and they will walk into your camp. And you're really close to beefalo, and that's not good either. So, right, I'm going to leave it at this, and I will come back to it really soon, and I might just open the rest of this up and pose a little camp down or something. Or if you'd rather see me do every single thing A, B, C, then let me know in comments, and I'll do that. I don't mind, because if that helps you out, that's what this is for, is to help out. Let's pick you up, just for my sanity, and leave it there. There we go. So as I say, don't be afraid to put in the comments if you'd like to see me do every single thing. But if not, then I'll get a few things set up and then just tell you what I've done. But I won't do anything major. I won't do anything killing of anything that'll show you that you'll need to see. It'll just be straight up gathering and laying things down and things like that. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon. I hope this helped as a good start, and maybe gave you some ideas of what you could do, and we'll get to it soon. So you take good care of yourselves, and goodbye for now.